guys, I wanted to do a video showing you what we are going to incorporate to go along with our Classical Conversations curriculum this year. I have a 6th grader and he is in his last year of our Foundations program, which is kind of like our pre-K through 6th grade program. And so he is ready for just a little bit more, but I wasn't sure what that was going to be this year. And I wanted to do it with all of my kids. And glory be, I happened to get an email in my inbox from my very, very favorite blogger. Her name is Brandy. She's at Half a Hundred Acre Wood. She's amazing. I will link her down below in the description box. She came up with this curriculum. Not only is it for Classical Conversations to kind of go along with the cycle that we are learning, it's for any homeschooler. And so she has done all of the legwork. She's done the hard part of piecing this all together and making it just like this awesome, well-rounded curriculum to kind of, for me, supplement for Classical Conversations. Not supplement, just go above and beyond, really. And so I am thrilled that I purchased this guide from her because I had a lot of the books. But the beautiful part is, if you are new to homeschooling or if you don't have a lot of the curriculum or the books already, she has a box that you can just click and buy and everything will come to your doorstep. It's amazing. So if you want to go check it out, I will link the curriculum below and I'll link like a sample page to the guide, but I will go through and show you some of the great books that she's incorporating. And not only is this great for my 6th grader who's going to enter the challenge years next year, but a lot of the geography and things like that that she's chosen are specifically for Classical Conversations peeps. As their kids move into Challenge A, she has that in mind, and so she kind of chose the geography based on that. But it's a really great, well-rounded curriculum. The other thing that she has done is tried to integrate themes that occur in the Classical Conversations cycle that year into like the hymns and the missions and the art and just different things like that. So it really pairs nicely with Classical Conversations. She has also created a Facebook page that is basically like a support group for those of us who are doing this curriculum this year. And I've already seen several posts, and her or her husband, because they created this as a family and they have like a family business now where she creates curriculum. They have like a script and scribe, like a cursive curriculum, which I'm super excited about. I don't have it yet, but I'm really excited about it. And they just have made this into a family business, which I think is awesome. And what a great way to teach your kids how, business works and how to work hard and all of that. So really, really cool. Now I'm going to show you a quick peek inside of the guide, 1 week, and then also some of the awesome books that she has chosen. Here is the table of contents. This is my guide, and you can kind of see what it covers. Then there is just something from Brandy and tells about how this all came together. Then she also gives you like an example schedule of how she would run her school day or how you might run your school day, which I find super helpful because sometimes things like this never really cross my mind until I see it on somebody else's schedule. And I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. There is also like a devotion and prayer and the memory work. She talks about how that's incorporated, the geography and the map practice, and then the history. You can do a timeline wall or notebook. She gives you tons of information, and then you can go through and see what might work for your family. If your family really loves timeline, you could go above and beyond and do that. There's also some narration and there's science. I mean, you can just see this is such a well-organized and also a broad curriculum. It just hits all the points that I wanted to. She talks about nature study and journaling, fine arts. There is some classical music, orchestra, art, different things like that, and then read alouds. And then she just talks about basically we can have so many plans as homeschool moms. I know I don't have to tell you this, but in the end, like if we're just doing it because, we want to drive our kids and we want them to be, just like the perfect little student, that is going to run us into the ground. And so she just has a really great paragraph about, just what your greatest prayer should be for your kids throughout the school year. And then she gives you this lovely, lovely package list. And this is what you get when you order from her. And she just has the whole thing. We're doing some of these on our Hoopla app. I don't know if you guys use that. It's through your library, your local library. I love it, and we are big on, I don't mind reading aloud to my kids, of course, but if there's an audiobook that I can get, even better, as you will see. I have the audiobook for Story of the World instead of the actual book. I wanted to show you, I think it's weeks 3 and 4 that she actually has on her website. And again, I will have that linked below so you can go and download all those pages I just showed you, plus Unit 1, weeks 3 and 4, so you can kind of get a really good idea of what she is actually doing through the week. So this is like the overview, and it's only a 4-day week, which works perfectly with classical conversations. And just a lot of homeschoolers I know do 4 rigorous days, and then the 5th day they kind of maybe take it easy or do a little bit of, you know, something like a poetry tea time or something on Fridays that's not quite as rigorous as the rest of the week. Then she has the notes, so all of the supplies that you need, all of the science supplies from each of the books, you know, if you choose to do that. She has the World of Plants and the World of Animals, but as you can see, this second science, which is the World of Animals, is optional, so that's great. So if you just want to stick with the core, if you have younger students, if you don't want to do that second optional science, she has that as an option. So some weeks we probably will not do that. And then she just has down here just some reminders. That is what it is for the week. So I don't feel like there's going to be a ton of prep. So for day 1, for the devotion and the prayer, I really like that she uses the devotion window on the world. I actually already had that book, and I'd been using it for my kids just kind of on and off. And as you will see, there's only like 2 pages. So I'll go ahead and show you what that is. So this is my stack of geography books, and this is the Geography Encyclopedia. As you can see, there's really bright, colorful pictures, just true to form with Usborne. I love any of their books. And then they have little different sections broken up, which is nice because if you get this far and then everybody's like, I need a snack, you don't lose your place and then, you know, have no idea where you are. So I love that it's broken up into little bits. Then if you're wondering, why is this listed under devotion and prayer? She addresses that in the beginning section where she's talking about the devotions. So Window on the World actually has a great devotion already written into it. However, if you're doing something like this Geography Encyclopedia that does not have the devotion written into it, she just says continue to pray for the people of this area. And she also gives you another great idea. If you are into prayer journaling, you could, you know, write out different prayers or who you're praying for or what people group and why. So here are all of the geography books. So there's the Usborne Encyclopedia. There's the Children's Atlas of God's World, which is an amazing book. I've been flipping through this. There's Window on the World, which I told you I already love. And then there's this book. It's called A Child's Geography. And it's written by Anne Voskamp, if anybody knows who that is, which she's amazing. It also comes with this CD in the back. So that's really cool. Whoops. And then there's this Geography Songs CD. And that is actually right here. And so you listen to a track while pointing out on the maps, and there's actually some maps in the back of this guide that she has for you. And then there is a history reading, and it's just 1, maybe 2 chapters. And I told you I love audiobooks. I actually have The Story of the World and I actually have all 4 volumes of The Story of the World, but this curriculum is just volume 1 and volume 2. I do have volume 1 of the actual book, but this is just for our purposes right now. I'm probably going to use it on audiobook, or if we're running errands, I can just pop it into my van and we can listen to it as we drive around. Then there is a fine arts section, The Story of the Orchestra. I've actually always gotten that book from the library. I have not purchased it yet, so I'm not sure if I'm going to purchase. I probably should, just so I have it on hand. But we've checked it out several times and used it. So it's a great book. I highly recommend it. I just haven't bitten the bullet and actually purchased it. And then the last thing is the read aloud, and this is, of course, just for day 1, which will be Monday for us. And that is all those YWAM books. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those, but this one is not. This is a different book, but the rest of them are all missions focused, and they're all those YWAM books. I have several of those. I just don't have this one in particular, so we're going to listen to it on the Hoopla app. from my library. So then she just, like, you could actually use this as your homeschool planner if you wanted to, and write in your math and your spelling and reading and your writing and grammar. I'm probably still going to use Homeschool Panda for that because I love that app. If you're not familiar with it, I will link that below as well. And then I just love this. Like, I cannot express to you how much, as a busy homeschool mom, I appreciate this, where everything is just right here in a 2-page spread. I can look at it at the beginning of the week, plan it out quickly, and just get it done. So these are the other days, and as you can see, window on the world, and then there is scripture that she has for you to discuss, and then window on the world again. And then again, the geography is all of that, basically the CDs and the music, the songs that go with it, which we're all about that in our household. History is only twice a week, and then science are the other 2 days a week, which I love because it's just a lot to do that every day, I feel like. And then fine arts, they have the story of the orchestra, and then she also has this art treasury book, which I purchased from Usborne. And there's just really great art in here, and it has to do with the different cultures and different things and different great artists. So I'm really excited to work our way through this book. Then I will show you the world of plants and the world of animals. And this is going to be our science curriculum for the year. Has a really easy format. I have familiarized myself with it. I did purchase the teacher's guide, and I don't know, I suppose I'll use that. But it gives you suggestions for 3rd through 5th grade, and then 6th through 8th grade. So I'll have one student in this age group and one student in this age group, and it's basically all the same, except there is an extra added challenge section for the upper grades. And my 1st grader, she'll just come along for the ride. But basically, I'll show you what it would be like. So this is all you would read for one day. And then you go through this what did we learn section, and then the taking it further if you want to do it, which I'm all about, like, options. And then there's a scavenger hunt, and then this is would be for my 6th grader, so I might actually just give the book to him and have him go read it, like maybe while I'm making lunch or something like that. So that's it for one day. So if you want to do 2 lessons, you can. I feel like the world of animals is actually even a little bit shorter, kind of is the same format, but it's definitely shorter. Like, there's not as much to read. So, we'll probably start out doing both. And then as we get more into school and more things going, we might maybe not do both of those. But then this I'm really excited about. I don't know if you guys grew up in the church or if you grew up singing hymns, but they just hold a special place in my heart. I totally love the new songs that we sing in our church. I love them, and I love when they sing a hymn every now and again. And I'm excited to teach them to my kids because honestly, a lot of these old hymns have been remade into songs, and I didn't even know that until I was asking my husband if he knew this particular song, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and he started singing it, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's not the music that they have here." And so we played it on the piano, and yeah, it was totally different. It was just a remade song. They didn't use the whole song, but it was the same title and everything like that. So I'm excited about that. And my kids just don't know these songs because we don't sing them at our church. And like I said, they hold a special place in my heart. So I'm excited to be able to teach them just some of the great theology that you learn through hymns. And also, I love reading the backstory to how these hymns were written because all of these stories are just pretty amazing. And I love reading about it. So I'm excited about that as well. And it will get my kids learning some hymns.
Okay guys, that was a really fast and furious overview of this magnificent curriculum. It wasn't even everything. I found my globe on the floor over here that my kids were playing with. But there is just so much beauty and depth in this curriculum. I hope you were able to get a little glimpse of that as you looked over the sample week and just all of the hard work that Brandy and her family has put into this curriculum. I did purchase it all with my own money. She didn't give me this curriculum in exchange for my review. I just love this curriculum. It came along at just the perfect time for our family. We were looking for something a little bit more, and so this is just perfect for us. It's just a really beautiful, well-rounded curriculum that includes so much, but is totally doable. So I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one.